Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Black Ice with me, Alpha Pi Omega and Empire of Japan. So, in this episode we're gonna do a couple of things. First of all, we're gonna have quite a few new advances when it comes to our military. We need to finish the encirclement of the units over here and their destruction. There are still 14 divisions behind our lines that will give up hopefully during this episode. We also need to send the tanks to this area to attack Chengdu. And we need to send our Japanese marine forces to invade Borneo. Now, I've been checking and none of these actually have a lot of forces. There is about 6 divisions in the entirety of British Malaya, the same for Dutch East Indies. And considering we have a complete naval superiority here, I don't expect any reinforcements coming. So hopefully it's going to be fine. So we're going to be advancing militarily. But we also need to do a major thing, and that is the restructuring of our army. We've ended the last episode by speaking about this, and I'm going to do it in this episode, but actually I'm going to skip it because it's going to be a lot of hassle to reorganize our units. So I'm going to start with this when we eliminate these forces, because that's going to free up our armies. I'm going to come back when this is done. So for you, it's not going to be anything lost. I'll just show you the new structure of our army. But generally speaking, it's going to be very easy. We're going to have Chinese fighting armies, or armies to fight in China, which are going to be the general infantry armies. We are going to have at least 2 invasion armies, one for the Borneo and one for the Philippines. Or one for the Borneo campaign and one for the Philippines, and we are going to have a special force that is going to be invading the Soviet Union. Now, we've already discussed this, I think, before, but there is pretty much an easy way how we can invade here. We need to cut this hub, so our forces will advance through this area. Unfortunately, this is a mountain province, so we have to be really quick. So I expect that the motorized and tanks are gonna invade this area in hopes that we can, if there is a defensive force, that we can encircle it. If there isn't a defensive force, that we can take it and secure it, after which they can advance along the railway. And again, I think that it's gonna be fairly easy, but the Shaanxi border patrols, which is 100% cavalry at this point, and light motorized units, will take the other hubs, this one, and this one, meaning that we will have control over this entire territory. I do not expect any attacks through these plains. I mean, it might happen, so I will probably need to detach a couple of divisions in this area, or we're just gonna use some of Manchukuo's forces as a border patrol in case we face any attacks. But for us and our tanks, it's gonna be important to advance towards Irkutsk, and from Irkutsk towards Krasnoyarsk and onward, at which point I expect that a large contingent of the Soviet forces will be sent against us. However, again, and I think I mentioned this again, so I'm repeating myself, but when you look at the German-Soviet war, the fact that the Soviets have, about the same size or smaller than the Reich has at this point, and they have way less factories than the Reich has, is speaking about the fact that they might collapse in this playthrough. The Soviet Union was always the biggest question mark for me, but if we manage to pull some forces from the border with Germany, I think it's going to be an easy win. So this will have to happen shortly after we invade the Philippines and Borneo. The reason why I'm saying that is that these are fuel-rich regions, and we just desperately need this fuel for ourselves. 24 and 25 and 37, so that's roughly 50 86, something like that, and we're extracting 23 and importing 160. So it's not gonna solve our issues, but we're working on catalytic cracking, which is going to help us. And I don't think there's any fuel on the Philippines. No, there's not. But there should be, yeah, there's more in this area. 50 here, 96 over here, and 50. Okay, so once we finish Borneo and the Philippines, we're invading Sumatra to take those oil fields, and we'll be done. But together with the invasion of Sumatra, we already should be invading Soviet Union. Now this will have to be super fast. I mean, we can lay a claim, for example, to Vladivostok and Khabarovsk and some other regions. Oh wow, actually it's not changing the time. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying this is that the moment we start justifying, they're probably going to start sending forces back here. I don't expect they would be able to do it or send a big enough force within 12 days, but anything is possible, so we have to be prepared by that time. Okay, so that's the split between our forces that I'm gonna be going for when I reorganize the armies. Now, before I unpause, I actually wanted also to address a couple of things that you guys said in the comments, which are fair points. You know, I will admit when I'm wrong or when you guys have a really good thing to say. So first of all, I want to speak about what Archimedes mentioned in the comments. He rightfully suggested that we start upgrading our equipment. Now, I avoid this on purpose. It's not like I didn't know about it. But the reason why I didn't want to do it is simple. Let's take, for example, the infantry gun. The infantry gun costs 5.2 production cost or IC cost to make. When you upgrade it, it will be way more. Oh wow. Huh, now that's interesting. Well, maybe this is not a great example, or maybe they changed it. But the IC cost is going up, as you can see. And while we... Oh no, they didn't change it. Okay, they just made... Aha, I see. I see how they did that. Yeah, okay, well, they took down the effects of the upgrades. They increased the cost in experience. But they lowered the IC difference. Okay, well, my original idea here was that if we increase the effectiveness of our weapons, it's fine, but it also increases the IC cost. And you saw that in many cases we had to juggle everything to make sure that we actually have enough equipment for our forces. And due to the rapid growth of our army, I was avoiding this because I thought, rightfully so, and I still think that it wasn't a bad choice, that we might struggle when it comes to equipping our troops if we make everything more expensive. But, you know, when he commented that, I realized that we are just about entering the point where I think we can afford it, because we do have a nice stockpile of many things. Like, we definitely have a decent stockpile of machine guns, and we're starting to have a pretty decent stockpile of light vehicles as well. Of trucks, uniforms, infantry guns. So I'm gonna start upgrading stuff here and there. I actually decided that we're gonna start with the infantry gun, because that one is a final version. We're never gonna get a better infantry gun, so it is a pretty good idea to do this. If we give 3 points in carriage upgrade, it's gonna increase the reliability from, what is it, 55 to 61, which is fair enough. It also increases soft attack slightly. We were at 1.4 number and 1.52. So let us increase the range finding, and we can also increase the propellant charge. So that's going to increase breakthrough, reliability, soft attack, but the IC cost is going to go up. But for now, we don't really mind it. It's going to be type 92 A 70mm infantry gun. 190 army experience to do this, but we can switch it and put it into production. And as you can see, it hits our efficiency. That's another thing why I didn't want to do it. But considering we have a decent stockpile, we're gonna start burning through the army experience because, you know, now we can afford it. Before, I wouldn't be, you know, every single piece of efficiency we needed, but now I think it's the right time. And actually, I didn't realize that they played with the IC cost so much. I remember that in some cases, it increased the IC cost very significantly. Oh yeah, here this is a much better example, like 0.56 compared to 0.73, that is a nearly 50% increase. So yeah, for example, if we upgraded the rifle, fair enough, we get more out of it, but it costs way more and we just couldn't afford it before. So yeah, but now we're gonna start doing that because I think our industry is strong enough to handle it. Okay, second thing that I wanted to mention, Lucas24997 suggested that we start deciphering United States, and we're not actually deciphering anyone. We finished the deciphering of Republic of China, so I think who I'm going to decipher is going to be Soviet Union, because we're gonna have to face them sooner or later. So let us do that. Next comment was by Garrett Smitherman 9823, and he had a really good point that it would be good to install radars on our islands. Now this is exactly what I wanted to do. Midway is a great choice for that, but we haven't researched the radar station yet. I'm planning to do it soon. Probably once we finish the signal company, because as Midway is going to have a large air base here, actually we already have a pretty decent airbase. Okay, cool. We can start moving our aircraft here. Really nice. And you're gonna fly in here. We'll also increase its efficiency by installing the radar, and can help us with spotting enemy fleets and everything. So that's definitely what I want. We're gonna have a radar at Midway. I plan to do one in Wake as well, and I was thinking of having one in the north, but there's not really a good place to put it. I mean, when we take the Attu Island, that one could serve as a good radar point, and the Kuril Islands could also host one, and then one down here. But the radars aren't all that cheap. They're not all that expensive either, but yeah, we'll have to invest into that. But it was definitely a plan. But good on him to mentioning that, because I think I've never really talked about it. And last but not least, Chain Loiser 2506 requested a size comparison of our fleets. So you know that our fleet is about 278 ships. We got 4 battle cruisers, 6 battleships, 4 light carriers, 5 full carriers, 122 destroyers, 22 escorts, 28 heavy cruisers, 21 light cruisers, 8 cruiser submarines, 15 regular submarines, and 8 torpedo boats. So that's our fleet. We have 4 ships of the Kongo class refit. We have 2 Fusos, 2 Ises, and 2 Nagato class refits. And we got 1 Hosho class, 1 Ryujo class light carrier, and 2 refitted Zuihos. When it comes to fleet carriers, we got 1 Akagi refitted, 1 Kaga refitted, 2 refitted Soryus, and 1 regular Soryu, which is undergoing a refit as we speak. As far as destroyers go, 1940 Momi class refit 14 times, 10 Shiratsuyus, 21 Asashio class 1941 refits, 7 Wakatakes, 23 1940 Fubuki refits, 24 Minekaze R1 class refits, 6 Hatsuharu class, 12 Mutsukis, and 5 Momi class refits. 1940. That's a 1948 Momi class refit. Okay, so these were refitted sooner. Then we got a ton of different escort ships, which we really need to somehow work with. And as far as heavy cruisers go, we got 4 Takaos, 4 Miyokos, 1 Asama, 4 Mogamis, 2 Izumos, 2 Furutakas, 2 Albas, 2 Tone classes, and 7 1941 Tone class refits, and 21 white cruisers, 5 Kumas, 1 Yubare, 3 Sendais, 1 Itakushima, 2 Chikumas, 2 Tenryus, 6 Nagaras, and 1 Okinoshima. And cruiser submarines, we got 8 of those, 4 Yunsens, 1 Yunsen 2, 1 Yunsen IM, and 2 Yunsen 3 class. Yeah, we haven't really done any work on the submarines. We got a lot of regular submarines to split unevenly. L4 class is a fairly common one. We got 9 of those, and 9 of Kandai 3s, and 8 of Kandai 6s. And torpedo boats, we got Otoris and Tomozuru, 4 of each. Now, when it comes to United States, I don't think we know much about their fleet, just that we got roughly as much as we do. That's about all that we can say. 94 to 420. Well, I'd estimate that the fleet is about the same size as ours. United Kingdom has about 120 ships, so less than we do. About 3 to 4 fleets. They got a ton of battleships and a lot of cruisers, a lot of carriers too. About 75 to 80 destroyers, and they have a lot of light cruisers. But we managed to repel them from the area. Their fleet has been heavily damaged during the fighting that we had already, and they lost even some ships, so they should be fine. When it comes to the Soviets, we don't know anything at all. Australia, nothing. Okay, we don't know anything about that. And Italy, nothing. We have no information. Okay, anyone else that would be interesting? What about Mexico? I don't think we know anything. Yeah, we don't know anything about them. Or Brazil. Or Germany. So, we really know much about the United States and most about United Kingdom, but that's really it. Okay, with that said, I think we can unpause it. I just want to finish the encirclement and destruction of you, and then we will be able to do the army. Army reforming. Okay. You guys need to go over here, because Hengdu really is the most valuable thing for us. I think we can really push in the meantime too, because it would make sense to prepare them for the tank offensive that's gonna come. This is also a pretty nice place for an encirclement if it comes down to it. Okay, resources are fine. Starting to stockpile fuel too. Can we get more? Okay, we can definitely get more from Argentina. And from German Reich. But these are... Damn, I'm not paying an extra factory for one. Any other source that would be worth it? Nope, nothing. Well, still, we're gaining quite a lot of fuel, or we're at least making sure that our fuel is not dropping. Hunting the enemy here. Okay, you guys advanced. Can then go over here. I like that our manpower is starting to look pretty nice again. Yeah, they're gonna drop very soon. Signal Company 1 has been finished. Amazing. So let me just put it immediately on the Shimano Shubitai who are waiting for it. Well, okay, it's gonna increase their organization by 1.6 and defense by 2.73. That's actually pretty good. Also soft attack, initiative. What about you? You would give them 5.61 defense. Damn, okay. And breakthrough, that one is not important, but soft attack 1.89 and organization 1.7. What's the difference? Infantry equipment, field uniforms, radio and support. Infantry, field uniforms, radio, support, and light vehicles. We have a ton of light vehicles, so let's give you that. So your organization is going to be 12.3 now. Congratulations. And I was thinking also adding it at our tanks. We have 10.1 now, 10.1 organization now. That's really good. Oh, and you don't have the combat engineers, really? Oh, you definitely need that. Okay, motorized and combat engineers, both. So that's gonna be the last thing you're gonna get. And you really need to start turning you into mechanized. I need to devote some research to that. So if we went with Signal Company 2, our extra recovery and initiative and organization +5. +5, +5. How much do you have in the beginning? You have plus... Okay, so that's extra 10%. That is tempting, but also not great. Because, I mean, we can start researching the next type of rifle, and that is way more important for us. Because that's a 0.8 increase in defense. Break. Yeah, let's go with the Type 5 rifle first. Then we can go back to the... wait, what's it called? To the Signal Company. You can actually go here and you're supporting it. Okay, that's gonna be easy. We have sank... No, they have sank 2 of our transports. Damn you. And we had a naval conflict. Sank a Brazilian cruiser submarine. Interesting. So have you guys dropped? Not yet. Not yet, but we're doing our best. Yeah, it's not gonna take long now. Okay. Wow, we've actually managed to get in there. So I think you guys can delay these guys while we move forward. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're dropping, and they're gonna be dropping faster and faster because they got less and less defense. Supply, encirclement. Yeah, the defense is only marginally higher than their base value at this point. Look at those strengths. It's just crazy. Okay, the defense line has been finished. I didn't say you could do anything other than get in here. Come on. Go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. And we had another combat. Sank some transports here. Okay, we finished the defense line, which gives us more naval bases. Expanded trunk lagoon. Let's go with secure China. Chinese resistance is proving to be stubborn and unceasing. We must redouble our efforts to pacify the mainland with all haste. It gives the United States more war support, but we unlock the decision ichiu. Okay, we can expand some mines, and here we finish the doctrine called Box Barrage. So now let's get the block barrage. These ones are all the same. They each give plus 3% defense breakthroughs of the attack. By using a block strategy and creating a predetermined sectors for shelling, artillery will target unengaged enemy positions as friendly forces advance. The strategy will give the enemy less time to recover and will increase breakthrough potential. Yes. And here we go. The last division has just given up. So this is where I'm gonna end recording and start the, well, army restructuring basically. And I'll come back when I'm done with that. But just look at that. The casualties of Republic of China are nearly 6 million people. Well, we lost what? 314,000. Yeah. And they lost 5.8 million. This is insane. But I like that even for us, including all of the enemies, the balance of forces as Axis and allies is pretty much the same. I mean, the Soviets are not here. The Soviets have an army that is fairly large. We can see it on the German-Soviet war. Okay, well, that's at least 5 million people. But I mean, really, you know, the balance is good. So I'll see you in just a second after I'm done with the restructuring. Okay, well, this took a bit longer than I thought, but I'm done. I'm done with the restructuring of the army. So now let's look at it. As you can see, we have 4 army groups here. We have the Southern Army Group, we have the Northern Army Group, we have the Garrison Army Forces, and we have the Central Army Group, which should be here. So this way it's going to make more sense. Let's start with the Southern Army Group. The Southern Army Group consists of Japanese Marine Forces, 8th Southern Army, and 9th Southern Army. The Japanese Marine Forces, I don't have to explain. We already know those guys. There has been no changes done. So these will be used to invade Borneo next. They will be closely followed by the 8th Southern Army, which is completely consistent of Keihohei, our light infantry units, which will invade and take Borneo. The 9th Southern Army is consisting of 2 divisions of Keihohei and of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of 1938 Hohei Shidan, which is the new, it's the newer template of our infantry that we're using. This unit will be invading the Philippines. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, jungle. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. So you guys will be invading the Philippines. Now you'll be having a bit more of a hard time there than an actual light infantry divisions, but you do your best, and I think we're gonna get more divisions very soon. So hopefully we can switch them around. I might actually just assign some of these units or turn them. Actually, could we turn them? Would that be possible? What would that cost us? Nothing. So if we wanted to complete the turn, could we? No, we don't have enough jungle warfare equipment. How much are we producing per day, theoretically? 4.13. Okay, that's nowhere near enough. We'll need to assign more factories to the jungle warfare equipment now. Okay, but yeah, these units will be fighting in Borneo, Borneo, Philippines, and then Malaysia and Indonesia. So that's the plan. The Northern Army Group consists of the 4th Tank Army, the 7th Reserve Motorized Army, and of the 10th Cavalry Army. These are the units that are going to lead the initial attack on Soviet Union. Now they will be granted reinforcement soon. The Jidosha Shidan, we're training 2 more divisions here, and I'm thinking, I don't think we have enough tanks to train another. Oh no, we do. Okay, we have enough. We have enough for another tank division. Okay, so let's actually do that. So we will have 6 motorized divisions and 5 tank divisions. Okay, cool. I thought that we didn't have enough, but obviously we do. So the 4th tank army is going to get an extra division, and the 7th reserve motorized army will get 2 more, and the 10th cavalry army, well, you know, that one is what it is. We might actually boost them a bit later on, because we must not forget that part of these divisions is actually coming from, so only 6 divisions are the Kihei Ryodan, which are the actual cavalry divisions of us, or of our origin, and 5 divisions are coming from Manchukuo. Okay, so, but yeah, that's the plan. These guys are going to be invading Soviet Union when the time comes. The Central Army Group is the army group that's being comprised of the general armies that are going to continue fighting in China. We have the 11th General Army under the command of General Shizuichi Tanaka. We have the 12th General Army under the command of General Toshizo Nishio. We got the 13th General Army under the command of General Seishiro Itagaki, and the 14th General Army under the command of General Takashi Sakai. Now, part of this 14th General Army is dislocated here, so I'm sending the troops to replace the units that are still, or the light infantry that is still located on the border, because we will need to command them and command them and send them to Borneo. And last but not least, we got garrison army forces. They are being led by the new Field Marshal Kanji Ishiwara. We have the Hamgyong Defense Force here. We have Runbear, or did I name it defensive? It's supposed to be defense force, but okay, well. So Hulunbear and Hamgyong Defense Force. Then we got the Island Defense Force, which comprises of the 3 divisions of our wonderful Konoe Daiichi Shidan. Actually, no, it's called Shimano Shubitai, the Konoe Daiichi Shidan. That's the name of the division. And then we get the Chang'an Defense Force, which are units that have been assigned to us, or granted to us by the AI when we ask them for more divisions. These guys are going to be pulled back, and they might just hold the central area of Manchukuo. We'll see. They're worth nothing pretty much when it comes down to the actual fighting, other than a little bit of a stopping potential. So we'll see. Maybe they'll try to, for example, take Vladivostok or something. We'll see what we're going to do with them. But for now, there's not much for them to do. We've actually depleted quite a lot of our army experience here, so I can't even modify the templates, even though I'd like to. What I'm going to do here, though, as the end of the episode, is we are going to put all of these Asashio class refits construction on single ship production, because we're starting to get a lot of Navy experience, which is great. That is truly great, but we need to upgrade some of our ships, like the Takao class cruisers, Furutakas, Mogamis, the Fusos, the Ises. So, those are gonna come next, and we need to have 3 dockyards for that. On that note, I'm gonna end the episode here. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one, where the reformed armies are gonna take shape, the invasion of Borneo is gonna take place, and the tank attack. Okay, well, the tank attack towards Chengdu is gonna take place. So, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.